What's up, my dudes? It's a Vigorous Q&A. Actually, it's a low-carb Q&A because, well, Peach is indeed low-carb too. Man, what a week. What a week. All our favorite influencers, all our favorite doctors are in the Epstein files. Who can we still follow? Who can we still trust? Well, it is what it is. Bitcoin dumped, 25%, 26% since the last Q&A. I hope you guys got your entries in. I bought a little bit, but not all. I'm trying to protect my assets, so I'm not trying to risk too much. Where did I get in? Around 64, 63 and a half. By wall. I wanted to get in the 200-week moving average, but it didn't hit it. So never say never, though. Might hit it in a couple days. Some news. Anabolic Roundtable dropped, episode 18. That was dropped on Monday. If you didn't watch it yet, it's linked down below. We discussed off-season gains, using Terminal in the off-season, what the best off-season stack is according to all four of us. And it basically boiled down to test GH and insulin to stay as healthy as possible so you can abuse your cutting phase with performance-enhancing drugs that keep you anabolic in a caloric deficit and throwing a ton of fat burners at it so you can get the nasty shredded. Let's see, Gorilla Mode, Lightning Blue Raspberry, Gorilla Mind or Mode, Cortisol Blocker, and Gorilla Mind or Mode Vanilla Protein is restocked. So follow the links down below if you want to stock up for yourself. Now that it's restocked, you get 10% off with code Vigorous. And talking about discounts, Omega Aminos got 30% discount up until Sunday. So the entirety of today, Saturday, and the entirety of tomorrow, Sunday, depending on your time zones, obviously. Basically, that's based on Chicago time zone or USA time zone. You get 20% from Omega Aminos and then 10% if you use my code Vigorous. And the Arnold Classic is now 1 month out. So that means it's time to get lean. Chase, for the guys that follow Chase Irons on Instagram and Rumble, you see that he's really dicey now. But he's also losing a lot of muscle mass because he's trying to slim down. And I'm getting pretty lean as well. And all the Deca bloat is coming off because I'm on just TRT. So besides the Bitcoin dropping and the Epstein files releasing, I did a full body MRI. Took 6 hours. Yeah, I don't know why it took so long. I was in there for 2 days, 3 hours one day, 3 hours the next day. I couldn't take it anymore. So I was like, how much longer do you need? Yeah, 2 more hours. I said, okay, I'm done. We'll do the rest tomorrow. And then it took 3 hours. I have no idea why it took so long. It was a 3 Tesla MRI machine for the highest possible details. Never done a full body MRI before because I knew it was going to take long. I didn't expect it to take this long. I should do the Pernuvo test in the USA. That takes about 20 minutes, but they use 1.5 Tesla in AI upscaling to get the details. Basically, I spent 6 hours in the MRI to determine that I have slight benign prostate enlargement. And that's it. Kidneys are fine, liver is fine, spleen is fine, pancreas is fine, gallbladder is fine. What is it? Drawing a blank. Should have taken my nootropics. The prostate is 34 milliliters in volume instead of up to 30, so that's 10% higher, 12% higher. And the last couple of times that I did a prostate exam was with the finger. Actually, no, it was with the ultrasound. I would love to get some finger prostate massage, but when you're married, it's hard to get done. You know, the 4 pokes is not enough to get you off, allegedly. Allegedly. So I did the ultrasound. And then every time, the last 5 times that I did a full body or a full abdominal ultrasound, they said that my prostate was normal size, but it's 2D, right? So you see like 3 centimeters in circumference or 3 centimeters in diameter and width. And then based on the third dimension, which is an estimate of 2.8 to 3 centimeters, I have normal volume. But on the MRI, it showed that it was a little bit enlarged. So we're going to do the TRT. I'm going to check my DHT levels to see how high it is, see if I need to put something in place. And I'm going to take yohimbine for a while, or a Ribulsine, an alpha blocker, which might be able to shrink the prostate, maybe. No scientific evidence to support it, but it's in the same category as tamsulosin, which at least improves the blood or urine flow through the prostate. Not that I have any issues with my prostate urinating, but it might as well be time for a fun experiment. Now, did my prostate grow from the copious amounts of testosterone, trenbolone, nandrolone, tristellone, YK11, or letting my estradiol levels go up sky high for the last 2 years, or just let it run rampant without using an AI to grow the gyno and stuff, and not really using AI this last cycle? Perhaps. So I'm not entirely sure of the root cause. Inflammatory markers are normal, PSAs are normal, free PSAs, and all the cancer markers are normal. So let's see if I can shrink it, and otherwise we're going to have to put our eye on it. And I did a full body waxing yesterday. Oh, that was not fun. But the gorilla is on vacation. I still got the muscle, and the muscle is still there. There's some rash. I had terrible rash here on my forearm from all the waxing. But yeah, so it was a world of pain, man. Bitcoin dropping, pain. 6 hours in the MRI machine, pain, and then full body waxing, pain, and didn't even get a resurround. So with that out of the way, let's get the disclaimer going, and then we get into the questions. My God. Let's see if anybody is complaining about the audio. No, should be good. All right, let's go answer some questions. Good evening, Steve. Before you said glutathione injections basically high volume. I've gotten lyophilized. Couldn't you reconstitute with less bacteriostatic water to reduce the volume, or is there a reason not to? So the reason why glutathione is a high voluminous injection is, one, because otherwise it doesn't dissolve well in bacteriostatic water, and two, to kind of reduce the post-injection pain. Because if I tried this, you put like 400 milligrams or 600 milligrams of injectable glutathione in 1 cc, that shit hurt. But if you put it in 4 cc's, 4 milliliters, or 3 cc's, depending on the concentration, like most underground labs, it's like 200 milligrams per 1 cc. So if you want 600 milligrams, you get 3 cc's, right? I have 600 milligrams from Bayer, the Glutathione L1, in 4 cc's, or 4.5, give or take. And yeah, that hurts quite a bit. I did a shot yesterday, and it didn't feel right for about an hour, and then it kind of goes away. So if you reduce the volume, you inject 1 cc. You maybe leave some glutathione in the vial because it doesn't dissolve, it doesn't reconstitute, basically. I mean, reconstitution is for peptides, right? It's these are molecules, so you basically suspend it, you dissolve it. So you dissolve the glutathione, maybe not 100% of it, so you inject less, and then the high concentration causes post-injection pain. So I would just go with the maximum amount of bacteriostatic water your butt cheeks can hold, and then you can still walk. When doing fasted cardio on clenbuterol, do you keep your heart rate at 130 or allow a higher heart rate due to the clen? Would push to say up 150 heart rate be too intense and shift from fat to glucose usage? No, mine doesn't really go over 135, but I stopped using Clen a long time ago. I have injectable clenbuterol that I occasionally use pre-workout when I need a little bit of a boost, and that's in the form of Helios, right? That's 20 micrograms clenbuterol and 1.5 milligrams of himbine. That's enough for me. I'm a little bit of a softie now, right? I don't do crazy high dosages anymore. I used to live off 160 micrograms clenbuterol, but hey, getting old, heart needs to be monitored. Oh, my echocardiogram came back with 12 millimeters LVH, so that's, again, 1 millimeter into the LVH range, right? So I'm 1 millimeter above normal left ventricular size, and my injection fraction is basically the same as last year. So is that because of doing daily fasted cardio and avoiding the Clen? Perhaps. Right? I still train as hard as I can, but my blood pressure is good, and my cardiovascular endurance is also good. So when I add in the Clen, whether that's injectable or the oral one, my heart rate doesn't really shoot up because I'm conditioned to the cardio. And I start low and build my way up. So every time I add in a little dose of clenbuterol, or back in the day when I was doing like 20 micrograms for a while, and then 40, then 60, then 80, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, my heart rate would go maybe from 135 beats per minute during that cardio session to 140, and then a week later it would be down to 135 again. My body would adapt, or you lose sensitivity to the Clen, or both. Right? But it's beta-2 receptor downregulation. And then so it kind of fluctuates with 5 extra beats per minute. It's the same with retatrutide. Or you add the retatrutide in, your heart rate might go up, and you keep doing the cardio, your body adapts, and it's right back to baseline again. So no big deal, man. So I wouldn't push it up to 150. But yeah, I mean, your cardiovascular endurance should be good enough that it just fluctuates mildly. Last one, modern amino carbs, the MIC blend, methionine and acetylcholine with L-Carnitine, B12, B6, NAD+. I'm assuming it's safe to use daily while cutting, unless the B vitamins become an issue with daily use. Big thanks, boss man. Yeah, so that's the only thing I don't really like, that there's so much B vitamins in these blends, because when you take a B50 formula, morning and evening, I take a B50 formula twice per day over a B100 complex in the morning, you already get 1,000 micrograms B12, and then you inject another 1,000 micrograms B12 and however many milligrams B6 is in there. So you get like 2,000 micrograms or 2 milligrams vitamin B12, and then your B12 levels are off the scale. And then if you combine that with, a diet with a lot of iron from beef liver, beef, salmon, egg whites, or egg yolks, and chicken to a certain extent, and vitamin C as an antioxidant while you're on the mitochondrial support stack, and then equipoise or Anadrol, it's a lot of erythropoiesis, bro. So yeah, I could do without that high dose of B12, but usually these blends are made as a standalone product, assuming that you don't take B vitamin, and in that case, it's good because B6, B12, L-Carnitine, MIC blend, and NAD+ to a certain extent helps with fat mobilization, metabolism, and fat burning. So yeah, it's a good product, but if you take a B50 complex, you might want to reduce that, or just check your B12 levels and your hematocrit, obviously, to see if there's any changes over time when you're stacking all of this stuff together, right? Polypharmacy makes everything a lot more complicated. No questions today. Just want to say thanks for all your knowledge you have bestowed upon us. I bestow all this knowledge on you guys. I'm leaner and healthier now than I was in high school. Thank you for your videos and suggestions. Okay, that's good. Yo, you look good, Big Jake. You look good in the thumbnail, so all the more power to you. Happy to provide the knowledge. Hey, brother, hope you're well. What's the point of fat loss compounds? Are fat burners more muscle sparing than a caloric deficit? Could I do a 2,000 to 3,000 calorie deficit with a mitochondrial stack, test GH, and keep muscle? Yes, you can, because test and GH preserves muscle very well, assuming that you're also training. And you can do a pretty steep deficit with the mitochondrial support stack. You keep burning energy and you don't feel lethargic, even though on 2,000 to 3,000 calories caloric deficit. Yeah, you should otherwise feel pretty lethargic. Fat burners just help you burn stubborn fat and speed up the process and make you feel less lethargic, even though at the end, like ephedrine or clenbuterol or thyroid hormones can make you pretty freaking lethargic because it keeps your body pushing in that fat burning state, when in reality it just wants to rest. But you're so stimulated that you're like, oh shit, I gotta burn fat, I gotta do something, I gotta move. You get this neat activity going, right? And your body temperature goes up, so you feel a little bit off. But yeah, you could get pretty lean on the mitochondrial support stack, test, and GH, and to keep muscle, maybe some retatrutide, tirzepatide, whatever you prefer, to blunt your appetite, and then get the job done. But you don't need to throw the Clen or the Cardarine or blah, 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 blah. I would just keep those for the end, when your fat loss is stubborn. I didn't use them all diet this time, besides the injectable Helios, spot reduce a little bit of fat on my lower chest. And once I feel that my body fat is really stubborn, then I'll throw it in, and then it actually works. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. Also, although I know you dislike cagrilintide because of your experience, would you say what would you say is a good place to start and potentially titrate up to? Yeah, so I tried half a milligram 3 times a week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. That killed my appetite and also my energy levels. So I compensated by eating more into the appetite reduction. Yeah, it was not a good idea. So it didn't really work for me. Right? There's so many drugs out there. If it doesn't work, then just discontinue it. Doesn't matter how effective it technically is on paper. If it doesn't work for you, you just try something else. So maybe start with a quarter milligram 3 times a week or twice per week and build your way up. I didn't really do much research on the scientific evidence regarding cagrilintide, so I don't know what the medical dosages are. But it seems anecdotally that 0.5 mg is a starting dose. But since I didn't really get a good response and got so lethargic and started eating more, I would say start with a quarter milligram 3 times a week or even twice a week. Assess your tolerance, build your way up, and then see where you end up. You know? Wait, does have a question. Just woke up with a scratchy throat. Thymosin alpha-1 or glutathione for a quick immune boost. I have both. Going to megadose vitamin C always seems to help. Yeah, it could help. Thymosin alpha-1 anecdotally helps people boost their immune system. Getting some good sleep and eating some high-caloric foods, quality food, not garbage, obviously. Glutathione and vitamin C, both antioxidants, might help with boosting your immune system to a certain extent, or at least prevent the free radicals from damaging your tissue that are caused by whatever bug you caught. And then the thymosin alpha-1 is actually improving your immune system. A growth hormone at higher dosages has been shown to increase white blood cell count and improve your differential to a certain extent. That's why growth hormone is prescribed up to 18 units to HIV patients to boost their immune system. Thymosin alpha-1 is not prescribed. So maybe look at the growth hormone as well at higher dosages to the point you can't close your hands. It's always a trade-off, unfortunately. No questions today. Just want to say thank you for all of your advice. Protocols dialed in. I'm ready to get this cut going and get shredded for the summer. Primo tests, Reda, Motzi, plenty of young Latinas. Hey, man. 2 or 3 pumps for Uncle Steve, and your debt has been fulfilled. Just make sure it's at least a 6-inch range of motion. Otherwise, I can't relate. If you want to do that for you want to do the Japan adult video range, 4 inches, 3 inches, the Uncle Steve, Daddy Steve cannot relate. And those Latinas have thick booties, so you need a little bit of hip thrusting and pushing power and ROM to pleasure those bitches, because I heard they take a lot. Takes a lot to pleasure them. 20 weeks test book. Steve, you're just as bad as Dr. Peter Attia. Remember, kids, peach is indeed low carb. Actually, you said pussy is indeed low carb, but we said peach and I made a food pyramid for you guys. All peach treats. All right, sorry, Travis, to keep you waiting. 20-week bulk on Test and Primo, 10 milligrams of R. 10 milligrams of R for 20 weeks? Say goodbye to your HDL. When would you add in the Anadrol? How long? Dose for a 200-pound meal. 200-pound meal, 20 weeks. I would do 10 weeks on 250 Test, 250 Primo, 10 milligrams Anavar. And then 10 weeks, the first 6 weeks you go to 500 Test, 500 Primo. I know you're eager, but if you're starting 570 milligrams is enough to get started for the first 10 weeks. And then you 150 or 200% the dose. So 375 Test to 500 Test, 375 Primo to 500 Primo. And did I say 375 to 375? Anyway, 375 Test and Primo to 500 Test, 500 Primo. And then maybe you throw the Anavar to 25 milligrams. And then the last 4 weeks, you replace the Anavar for Anadrol. But that's 20 weeks on orals, man. Digestion might be a little bit off. Stomach acidity problems. You can throw the betaine hydrochloride at it, or the apple cider vinegar. If you combine Anavar with Cialis, your digestion is going to be really bad. If you do low dose Tren, it's going to be even worse. And high dose Tren, it's going to be horrendous. Anadrol would do the last 4 weeks. And otherwise, look into injectable YK11, man. I mean, from my blood work results and people's blood work results that ran the experiment alongside of me, they say that their lipids didn't really budge, liver enzymes didn't really change, but they got great results. Now, the problem with injectable YK11 is that it dries out your joints. It might have some aromatase enzyme inhibiting effects, just like primobolan. So your test might be, or your estradiol levels might end up lower than before by switching from VAR to injectable YK11. But strength-wise and cosmetic-wise, it's similar to Anadrol. If anything, it's a little bit leaner and drier. So, but I would run it for only 6 weeks. In the last 6 weeks or last 2 weeks, your joints feel a little bit creaky and it takes a couple of weeks to get over. And now it's been 2 months on TRT, and now I finally feel like I can use my elbows, and my knees again. The Anadrol is 4 weeks, then your appetite is shit, and the injectable YK11 is about 6 weeks, and then your joints are shit. What do you want? We just entered the beginning, bro. Is injectable glutathione support the hurt bad? When injecting, I injected 3 milliliters 3 times a week, and each injection is like getting my ass kicked by a donkey. Well, it shouldn't hurt that bad. But yeah, you might want to dilute it a little bit or switch brands. I mean, go with pharmaceutical glutathione. I think some of the sources sell that. So look there. VigorousSteve.com/Ctrl F source list .html. Hey, Daddy Steve, just finished a cycle of 300 tests, 200 Masteron weekly, and 20 milligrams Anavar pre-workout. I was thinking of taking the Anavar out and adding 40 milligrams Tren weekly and 30 milligrams YK11 pre-workout. You think similar results? I think you'll get better results than 20 milligrams Anavar, because 30 milligrams injectable YK11 is already 10 milligrams more. Milligram for milligram, it doesn't exactly compare, but 30 milligrams injectable YK11 is quite potent. You don't need to take a pre-workout. I tried that. I tried splitting up the dose. I tried intramuscular subcutaneous. It has no acute effects. YK11. So I would just mix it with your test master on a Tren, mix in the injectable YK11, shake it all up. Mixologist, you sterile vial, you make a cocktail of anabolics, and then you inject whatever you need in the morning, subQ or intramuscular, whatever you prefer. I did it all intramuscular this cycle, and I got great results. So, and then it's 6 weeks love affair. Yeah, Tren 6 weeks, injectable YK11 6 weeks. Follistatin upregulation, IGF-1 sensitivity. You should get better results than the Anavar. And well, since Anavar is oral and the rest is injectable, or I'm assuming you're taking injectable YK11, and then why not combine all of it? Pussy. Fucking pussy. Just take it all. Is it just hard to find Anavar? I was trying to add something for strength. Joints hurt too, so maybe 50 milligrams Deca and Pentosan, if you can track that shit down. Now, if you want post-injection pain, inject Pentosan Gold. It's just hard to find VAR. Okay, so you're running out of VAR, switching to injectable YK11, and then using Deca. So I was running 600 Deca with 30 milligrams injectable YK11, and my joints still started hurting after 4 weeks. But I was at the PR territory. So yeah, it maybe that did me in. Did that guy ever send you that sick helmet? No. No, he actually lives very close to my shipping forwarder, and he was going to drop it off. But I did not see an update from him or that the package was delivered. I got some new motorcycle parts in. Those were delivered. I installed that on my BMW. My BMW had a clear plastic on the front, like a windshield that goes up and down, and I switched it to a sports model so that it's a little bit lower, about, what's that, 4.5 inches? Yeah, about this much, 4 or 5 inches. It's definitely, it's not what I talked about in the beginning. It's not that long and hard. So it's a little bit shorter, and it's completely dark, basically, so now it matches a little bit better. But yeah, the BMW are going to get painted in glitter gold and glitter black, and then matte black, black out everything else. And then I might put some rhinestones, bro. Put some Swarovskis on it. Fuck it, why not? Got to do something with your Bitcoin gains. So no, I'm waiting for the guy to send me the helmet or drop it off at the shipping forwarder. He has the address, or maybe he's just trying to dox my shipping forwarder. I don't know. Or maybe he's coming to the Arnold and said, fuck it, I'm not going to drive there. I'll see you in a month, Steve, and we're going to wear our helmets. Or those what is it? Libre, Chupa Libre, Mucho Libre, Chupa Libre. What the fuck was it called? Lucha Libre. Lucha Libre, that was it. Wear our Lucha Libre masks together. What is this? Where are we? Hey, Master Steve, just got my genetic testing done and found that I have the motherfucker mutation. Any supplements you would recommend? Honestly, MTHFR, I don't even know what that means. I can Google it real quick. MTHFR mutation. Oh, that's how you process vitamin B9. Okay. Methylene tetrahydrofolate. Reductase enzyme. Yeah, so you might need to supplement with methylated B vitamins. But I don't know. I don't know much about genetic testing, bro. It's not something I specialize in. So I don't know. Do a Google search and whatever they recommend, or a Perplexity or Grok or ChatGPT search, and whatever they recommend, it's probably the same thing I would recommend. Because I use Perplexity too for shit I don't know. Hey, Daddy Steve, how long into a cycle does the initial water tension level gain off? I assume we then use the post-water gain as our baseline to measure weight gain each week. Yeah, 4 to 6 weeks. Like the fluff and the bloat and the water retention and the mineral retention and the nitrogen retention. So the first 4 to 6 weeks, you see pretty steep progress in your body weight. And then it kind of levels off, and it depends on your ester and what you're running. It might be a little bit earlier, it might be a little bit later. The nandrolone takes a little bit longer to reach peak serum concentrations. And then again, if you've got the growth hormone in there, and it might all contribute. And then if you use empagliflozin or dapagliflozin or telmisartan or turinabol, you might manipulate the water down again. So, but let's say 4 to 6 weeks on average. Favorite exercise for tricep long head? And you're asking the wrong guy. I just go to the gym to have fun. I do a few exercises. My triceps grow, and if they hit the long head or the short head or the medial head, or on the head or besides the head, I don't know. I train triceps twice a week. I do 4 exercises, workout 1, and 4 exercises, maybe 3 exercises, workout 2, and that's besides the volume that I get, obviously, from doing the other pressing movements. I do 2 push days per week, so that's push-pull legs, shoulder, chest, shoulders, triceps, chest, shoulders, triceps, and a little bit of ab fluff just to close off the workout. And then I do triceps at the end. So the first workout, I focus on compound movements. I do 4 exercises for triceps afterwards. So compound movements for chest, more isolation for shoulders. And then tricep 4 exercises. I do overhead dumbbell extensions. I do lying easy bar skull crushers. I do the Tate press, and then I do some sort of rope variation downward. So I got the upper, medium, outer medium, and low. Whatever fucking hit that hits, I don't know. And otherwise, I'll fill it up with GHK copper. And then, let's see, the other tricep day, it's a little bit more isolation for chest and more compounds for shoulders. And then I usually do dips, whether that's a machine or for bodyweight dips with a chain on my neck. Right now it's machine because I'm weak as fuck on TRT and in a caloric deficit. And then I do some seated tricep extensions. Right, this one full stack, obviously. And then I might do some bar press down. And then if I feel naughty, I might do some other machine just for fun. But usually it's like three exercises. Oh, Dr. Freud has joined the chat. There we go. 50 milligrams test sip daily, 350 milligrams per week. Estradiol, ultra-sensitive, is 120 picograms per milliliter. And testosterone is 2,000 nanograms per deciliter. No sides at all, but still want to get my estradiol below 60. How much Aromasin do you think I should start with? I would do 12.5 milligrams Monday, Wednesday, Friday. As a general rule of thumb, I would say that 25 milligrams of Aromasin is enough to keep estradiol in range or slightly superphysiological on 250 milligrams a test. And you're on 350, your estradiol is 2 20, you want to drop that by half. I would say 12.5 milligrams Aromasin, and you'll have to confirm that in about 4 weeks. That's usually when it reaches baseline. Now, I would say that your total test is a little bit low for 50 milligrams test tip daily, so I'm not sure if you're doing that SubQ or intramuscularly, or you are the guy that doesn't seem to metabolize the cypionate ester that favorably based on the enzymatic reactions that are involved, as we discussed in the Anabolic Roundtable. The Kurt actually investigated that, and Dean had some good explanations. So it could be, maybe if you switch to Anadrol, you get higher serum levels. Or then you also need more Aromasin to keep that down. So 12.5 milligrams Aromasin 3 times a week, maybe 4 times per week, but confirm it with blood work 4 weeks into that, and then see if you need to make some adjustment. Dr. Freud. My hot girlfriend lives with me, so my libido is normally elevated, but test raises my libido too much further that it interferes with my productivity. Any med to lower libido without decreasing appetite or gains? SSRIs, it's a bit of a commitment. Beta blockers, it's a bit of... beta blockers are pretty okay. Caloric deficit. But you want to have your... you don't want to decrease your appetite. So actually, caloric deficit increases your gains. Yeah, just fuck her in the morning. Get it over with. Well, I got to go to yoga. Not on my watch, girl. Not with those pants. Not with those fucking hot pants on. Onto the kitchen countertop. Or on the laundry machine while it's spinning. You take the laundry out, it's completely dry. Because it's been on centrifuge for like 30 minutes. Come on, guys. Come on. Yeah, that's a hard one, man. I don't know. I think the only thing that really drops your libido is SSRIs. And even then, I'm on an SSRI. My libido's pretty good. I don't get a kid. You don't have time to fuck. Hey, babe, now's the time. And the baby goes, Rah! And there he goes. There's your window of opportunity. Gone, closed. Because you got to bottle feed. Or breastfeed, or feed food, or change diapers. And then before you know it, it's Saturday, and it's been 3 days. And you're like, oh, fuck. Well, story of my life. Finishing a 12-week cycle, 500 tests, 400 EQ, 150 MPP, and over the last 6 weeks, planning a health phase. Can I transition directly into a fertility protocol? Yeah, but it doesn't mean that your fertility protocol is going to work in 3 months. So you do, exactly what I talked on the fertility deep dive. You go to TRT, 150 milligrams a week, 50 milligrams Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Then you inject 500 IUs Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday in between your testosterone injections. And then on your testosterone days, you can do 75 IUs FSH or every single day if you can afford it. And then you patiently wait for your fertility parameters to come back. Nandrolone takes 18 months to metabolize from your body. EQ, or the metabolites at least, 5 months. So I would give yourself at least 6 months before fertility is decent. And then when fertility is decent, you take the TRT out, and then you cruise on HCG and FSH. Yeah, but I can stay on TRT. No, don't be a bitch. You're going to be a parent, and you need to do everything you can to have a healthy baby. Testosterone increases oxidative stress. Doesn't matter how many antioxidants you throw at it. Oxidative stress causes autism. It's been well linked, well diagnosed. And you being a drug-abusing piece of shit could potentially put a human on the planet with autism. Do you want to take that risk? You want to? You want to be responsible for a boy with or a girl with autism for the rest of your life, or Down syndrome? I wouldn't be able to live with myself. So you're going to do everything you need to do to have a baby as healthy as possible, and your wife should do the same. She should be in a low oxidative stress environment, eat fucking healthy while she's pregnant, for 6 months at least, before she wants to get pregnant, to prepare the uterus and stuff. Have a good reserve of micronutrients and minerals and stuff, antioxidants. Now, while she's pregnant, she's going to eat healthy, and while breastfeeding, she's going to eat healthy. If you and your partner cannot do it, leave it up to me. I'll put some good people on the planet. If you can't do it, The world is overpopulated with trash already, and you don't want to put something on the planet that hasn't been nurtured well. So, take it for what it is. Hey Steve, I'm soon going to switch from a bulk to a cut. I've been on PDs 1.4 milligrams weekly. Do you counter 1.4 milligrams weekly? So let's translate that for him. I've been on steroids 1400 milligrams weekly. Should I raise lower, keep the weekly amount, switching to test Annotate, Primo, Mast, and Tren in the last 8 weeks? Just keep it the same amount and fill it up the ratio. And yeah, specify a little bit more. Wisdom Bestower Steve, dealt with dandruff my whole life. No dermatologist or shampoo has been able to fix it. Not what you usually talk about, but do you potentially have any insights? This doesn't have any dandruff. Because you can wipe it and scrub it and have all those dead skin cells fall away. I don't know. Maybe your skin cells are dry. Maybe you need some moisturizer. Maybe your vitamin E levels are low. Maybe your estrogen levels are low. Maybe you have some contact dermatitis. There's shampoos for that shit. Maybe GHK copper. I don't know, man. It's not my specialty, but I think I gave you some insight on where to look. Sup, dude? Do you plan on stopping in Vegas while you're in the States? Yes. I'll be there for 4 days after the Mr. Olympia, after the Arnold Classic. So I'll be in Vegas from 9 March to 14 March. I'll check out the New Tech Gym. I got invited, and I'll check out D&D Design to have a look at some custom Harley Davidson V-rods. See if that's possible. Maybe meet some people. I'm not going to do any meet and greets. I'm not going to train people unless they're in the industry. So if this is your way of asking, hey Steve, we should link up. I'm gonna be doing other stuff. So I got some friends in Vegas that I want to meet. But if you run into me at a gym, come say hi. Come say hi. Can I drop peptides into the same syringe when injecting MOTS-C, Reda, GH, NAD+? Could I possibly draw them with a test as well? No. No, because the peptides might denature, so you combine MOTS-C with Reda, and it might denature. Reda with GH, it might denature. NAD+ is a molecule, not a peptide. But I would do them all separately and inject them at least an inch apart, or maybe 2 inches. That's what I do. I just randomly inject SubQ, and some are different every time. And then when I see too many red bumps in a certain area, I kind of avoid it, because if you keep hitting the same place, I did that on my glutes all the time. I just intramuscular shots and SubQ shots, and then my glute butt cheek was like a loaf of bread, squishy bread, because I kept hitting it there. So now I stopped doing that. I rotate more, and now the skin is retracted. But I kind of took the inflammation and the bulging. It took about a month to go away. Imagine having an erection for a month. I wouldn't be comfortable, no? Constantly tucking your dick between your pants, and because otherwise, well, you know what I mean. So no, I don't mix anything, but my steroids I do mix. So my test, Endeca, and Primo, and Mastro, and a Tren, and whatever, all in the sterile vial, shake it up, and then draw the appropriate amount. Welcome to the Vigorous crew. Welcome to the Vigorous crew. Everybody's joining today. Everybody understands that it's more cost effective. And there goes my super chats. Does methyl 1 testosterone have any benefit? Oh, no. Does melanotan 1 have any benefits over melanotan 2 that you know of? Could it cause less darkening on moles? I have no idea. I never looked into melanotan 1, and obviously me with the farmer's tan. I have no idea of melanotan 2. I don't have time. Even though I'm semi-retired from work, I still don't have time to wine and dine and bathe in the sun. So I drive my motorbike. I wear some sort of polo like this, or a t-shirt, or a long sleeve, and then this is the tan I get. Yeah, it is what it is. I think it's about the same size in the face, and then this gets some sunlight, but it's pretty dire. Steve, you should get a tan. You live in Thailand. Motherfucker, I got shit to do. I got shit to do. Just did my bloods and cancer screening. CRP is 7.2 on a high sensitivity test, or 7.3. Yeah, that's pretty high. CK is 6,000. Oh no, 600 units per liter. That's fine. Everything else is solid. 100 tests under primo for TRT and mitochondrial support with some nootropics. Okay, so it could be that the test and primo or either of these drugs are in synthetic carrier oils. Maybe it has propylene glycol, or a monoethylene glycol, or a guaiacol, or ethyl oleate. You're allergic to that. Maybe there's a lot of pollution where you live. It can raise CRP levels. Maybe you have some sort of intestinal inflammation caused by a food allergy that can raise your CRP levels. You need to find the root cause. CK is 600. That's fine. It means that you don't train hard. People who train hard have a CK of 2,000. I hate to say it, bro, but this is pathetically low. For you need to bring your CPK up, bro, pussy. Like I just did the blood work of an IFB pro, and his CPK was like 6,000. I'm like, dude, you train fucking hard. Like mine is like what, 3,000 usually, 2,500, 3,000. So CPK is one, and liver enzymes are those markers that should be high. Otherwise, we know that you're not training hard enough. So why are you on steroids if you're not training hard? Come on, Faraj, get your head out of your ass. Now, if you're living in the Arab world or India, Pakistan, I'm not really sure where your name is from, but I'm assuming it's somewhere from there. There's a lot of fakes, a lot of underground labs that use synthetic carrier oils, and their test and primo is in ethyl oleate or whatever, and it increases your CRP levels. Or you're eating at McDonald's, and it's increasing your CRP levels, right? Stick to your cultural foods, not the Western garbage. Not a good idea. I mean, I stopped eating that shit also, and I'm from the Western garbage world, man. I had to leave though. Also, my insulin is 6 IUs per milliliter, or micro IUs per milliliter. Looks fine, but Kurt said something on the recent roundtable about getting it below 5. No, that should be as low as possible. Mine is like 2.3 to 2.5, but it depends on what you eat, how your insulin sensitivity is. Could be a multitude of different factors. And again, if you're eating a boatload of carbohydrates that are not digesting well, you have a gluten allergy, then yeah, your CRP is going to be elevated and your fasting insulin levels are going to be elevated. So try to find the root cause, man, and make the adjustments. For switching to self-employment route, opinions on monetizing a useful skill you're not excited over versus monetizing a hobby that is hard to monetize. I would do the latter, because otherwise you're going to be miserable. Monetizing a useful skill that you're not excited about, you might as well do it for an employer. So you have guaranteed income. Well, maybe not for long. The economy is coming down pretty hard. Right, silver had a retracement. Gold might be peaking, and stock exchange might be peaking. Party might be over, bro. So yeah, I would monetize a hobby that is hard to monetize, because if you do monetize it, you have like I monetized fucking talking about steroids. Who did it before me? Derek, Rich Piana to a certain extent, but Derek made steroid education cool. Let's be honest, he's the one that made reading scientific evidence cool. And because of Derek, I was able to have a job. And then, of course, you have the guys who are open about their steroid use, Rich Piana, Boston Lloyd, some IFB pros to a certain extent. I mean, John Meadows had that website. A couple of other guys had their website. Leon Longevity contributed. So we were there in the early stages, and now everybody's a drug educator. So now it's hard to monetize because they're going against guys with bigger platforms like me, and a lot of people just regurgitating what I said or what Dean says or Kurt says, right? Or what Paul or Chase says. They're regurgitators, not originators. So if you find yourself in a niche hobby that is hard to monetize, but you have little competition, then you could be the greatest and the best and the first and the biggest platform and monetize the shit out of it, and they get $2 to $3 from every subscriber. Yes, it is possible. Yes, you don't need a big audience to monetize hard, man. You just need to provide quality. But Steve, you have 169,000 subscribers. You really get to... Yes. Yeah, yes. Yes, even when I don't make videos. It's insane. But that's thanks to you guys, obviously, using my codes and signing up for the consultation package, which apparently still people are doing. I had fucking 2 closes in February. You made 40K in a week? Yes. So I basically monetized something that's hard to monetize. I talk about illicit performance-enhancing drugs that are getting banned left and right. But I monetize the shit out of it. You know? I fucking monetized it hard, dude. So I can highly recommend it. And I fucking love this job. Even though I'm very busy and I prefer to spend time with my daughter and my cats and my motorcycles over, you know, spending another 80 hours per week for the rest of my life reviewing stuff. But yeah, it's not like I didn't put in my 15 years, okay? So yeah, go do it for 15 years, and I fucking 99% guarantee you will make more money than you ever thought possible. And if you invest it smartly, you have fuck you money, you can just say no to everything. Steve, do you want to come on the podcast and promote this follistatin with albumin that's like $6,000 per course? No. No, I don't need that shit. Steve, you want to do this podcast with this big name influencer? No, because you're in the Epstein files. You just say fucking no to everything. It's great, dude. It's great. Steve, you want to get on this tiny podcast with 2,000 subscribers and, you know, you watch some of their content and it's great. And you're like, yeah, of course, man. You're a fucking bro just like I am. Everybody needs a lift off. I'm giving back. So, yeah. Give it 10 years, man. Social media is still around. You'll be glad that you did because it doesn't feel like work. I mean, you'll sacrifice a lot of things. You procrastinate about doing stuff like I procrastinated about getting my fucking tight driver's license because it was 2 weeks and I just didn't want to spend the time. So I just drove around. Well, let's not put myself into trouble here. I just drove around. Let's just say it like that. I didn't want to take the time. I put it in work, and then it paid off, and then I had time to get the driver's license. I'm mixing everything into one vial and injecting daily as you suggested. How to be sure I'm getting equal amounts of each hormone? Is there anything I should do to make it as accurate as possible? Yeah, you add up the total. So let's say you inject, whip out the calculator off screen. 2 cc's test, 2 cc's deca, it's 4 cc's, 3 cc's mint because it's low concentration. And then 1.5 cc's Tren, that's 8.5 cc's divided by 7, it's 1.2 cc's. And if you're shaken up, you get equal amounts because it's shaken up. It's shook. All right? If it's different kinds of oils, at one point it might separate and it start looking like a lava lamp. But if you shake it vigorously, you know this motion, right? You remember when you were single? Right? You remember when you auditioned for what's it called? Cocktail? All this motion, right? You do that to your steroid vial, and then you draw before it starts separating, and then you're fine, man. And otherwise, you get it in over the week. Right? Your steroid vial finishes by the end of the week. It probably finishes on the 6th day, with like half a cc left on the 7th day, and then we rest. God, I'm just going to do half an injection today. But it has esters, dude. Don't overcomplicate it. I haven't trained in 3 days. That's why my CK was lower. Yeah, sure, I would say that. That was around 1,500. Yeah, last time I did it, and I wanted to make sure it was just the training. I also have digestive issues, so that could be it. Okay, so that might be the reason why your CRP is elevated. I mean, yeah, my CPK is usually 1,500, bro. I train fucking hard. Fuck you talking about? Steve, I'm 64. Are you 6'4" or 64 years old? 30% body fat, 50 milligrams Sustanon 250 every other day, 25 milligrams Proviron daily, 10 milligrams Anavar pre-workout on training days. Just had bloods and all good, but estradiol is high at 86. Libido is crap. Any advice? Your Proviron might be fake because Proviron acts as an aromatase inhibitor, so that lowers your estradiol quite significantly. Maybe your Proviron is actually the Anabol. Where was your SHBG at? If your SHBG was low, I would say that your Proviron and Anavar is legit. You're on 175 tests per week. But it could be that your Anavar is the Anabol, and that's detecting as estradiol, even though it's methyl estradiol, not actual estradiol. But it's kind of shitty estradiol. And your Proviron is fake also. So maybe you're just on test with some Dianabol. What is your SHBG? And we'll take it from there. Well, yeah, you might need an aromatase inhibitor, or take the Proviron and Anavar out for 4 weeks and see if that brings your estradiol down. Because, well, if you're 64, maybe sourcing is new to you. Yeah, you might need to bookmark my website, vigorsteve.com, and start researching there. Can I take my 600 milligrams injectable L-Carnitine in the morning SubQ, or should I split it up for better absorption and shoot it IM? I would just take it SubQ. Don't overcomplicate it. Yeah, but you need... No. It's fine, man. Or take it before activity. All right, I take 500 milligrams L-Carnitine before activity. So if I do cardio, I take carnitine. And if I go to the gym, I take carnitine. So that's 5 times workout and 6 cardio sessions. Steve, I thought you did daily fasted cardio. I lied. I do it 6 days a week. And bang your mom on the 7th day. Why does my mom always walk like a cripple on Monday? And why are the pancakes always out of stock? No, you know why. Anyway, don't overcomplicate it. Any downsides surrounding 5 milligrams oral minoxidil alongside a cycle long term? Yes, watch the reason why you're feeling so bad, there's a video about steroidogenesis inhibitors. I would not take oral minoxidil even with a gun to my head, because it inhibits several steps of the sex hormone cascade, and it's not good. So, what was the name of that video? Well, I'll find it for you. Reason. Oh yeah, the real reason why you feel horrible using medications. Oh, it looks so good in that video. Not. All right, I linked it down below. Man, this thumbnail's fucking god tier. Unsubbed. How much shelf life do GLP-1s have after reconstitutioning? Reconstitution? I would say 2 weeks. That's for most peptides. 30 days if they have some preservatives like insulin or a growth hormone. Those are already reconstituted, obviously, but when you puncture the valves, there might be some contaminants. Man, we discussed this like 100 times before. So, 2 weeks. I'm in Texas, so I can get anything I need. Can you get Increlex? I can. Could be the oils. I bought some Rifamycin gut antibiotic and was going to try it and go crazy on the fiber to improve. Thoughts? Why would you run an antibiotic without a diagnosis? Do a gut microbiome test and then see what you need. And there's different kinds of fiber that facilitate the growth and the gut microbiome healthiness, or the health of the gut microbiome. So do a food allergy test. You're just throwing shit at it, bro. Don't be stupid. Hey, Steve, what was the high-dose SLU experiment you ran? Some companies are starting to come out with 100 milligram capsules. Was just curious what you experimented with. So I experimented with 400 milligrams daily, 100 milligrams 4 times per day, because it seems the half-life is quite short. I did not inject it. I took it orally. I don't believe that SLU has poor oral bioavailability. That's why you need to inject it. All the people that say that also sell injectable SLU in DMSO, which I don't think is suitable as an injectable carrier oil. All of that aside, my antioxidant intake was quite high. I took 1,800 milligrams injectable glutathione per week, so that's 600 milligrams 3 times per week, 5,000 milligrams vitamin C daily. I took 2,000 milligrams NSC, N-acetylcysteine daily. I took taurine, antioxidant benefits to a certain extent. My estradiol was high, antioxidant benefits to a certain extent. I didn't burden myself with oxidative stressors besides the occasional cigar. Steroids were in the picture. Those are oxidative stressors. I did my organ imaging, I did my cancer marker screening, no signs of cancer, because that's one of the potential risks if you really start ramping up your mitochondria and then combine MOTS with SS31 and SLU, and your mitochondria are just producing ATP rampantly. That might increase your oxidative stress. So you need antioxidants, even though SS31 and MOTS have been linked to lowering oxidative stress. Right? There's no scientific evidence regarding running high-dose SLU with MOTS, with SS31 in human subjects. So I was one of the first to do that, and my MRIs prove and my blood work proved that I did not do any damage or experience any adverse effects. I would say that high-dose SLU is expensive, but I did not pay for it, because that's what you get when you're an influencer. You get all your shit for free. You know? So. Worth trying. I mean, with the MOTS and the SS31 and the SLU, there might be some MPK downregulation or activation, and then mTOR shuts down, so you get less protein synthesis. I did not really experience that while running high-dose SLU. I got lean fast. I had a lot of energy in the gym. I was flat, though, more flat than with regular SLU dosages at 1 milligram daily. Food intake was pretty much the same. Sometimes I ate a little bit more carbs because I was going hypo on high-dose SLU. And on some days, not all days, usually towards the end of the week, like Thursday or Friday, right before the refeed on Sunday, I would start to go hypo right before going to the gym. So I would have like 2 bananas and then head off and still have a crazy workout. What else? Yeah, it was a little bit clammy and sweaty. That's about it. But yeah, you need your antioxidants in place. You need your B vitamins. You need your, your fat mobilizing agents like methionine, inositol, and carnitine, and perhaps 5-amino-1-MQ if you get really lean, because that NAD plus recycling upregulates, or breakdown upregulates in the fat cells, and then you don't really effectively burn body fat anymore. Hey Steve, I have rosacea for facial flushing and redness peptides. I've tried elimination diet and have 2 bad flushes daily. I don't know. I don't know what causes this. If you're using Cialis or telmisartan, I could explain it away by blood pressure fluctuations and dilating of the arteries. But, I mean, you have low estrogen. That can cause flushing. Maybe it's an allergic reaction. Do you get it from MOTS-C? I have a video about the red face, tomato face stack, something like that. Was that the one? Face. Man, I made so many videos I can't even remember. Let me see. Flushing. Was it the ultimate flushing stack? Oh, yeah, here it is. All right, I'll link it down below also. That is a really old one. Don't judge. Give that one a watch. It might give you some ideas on what you're taking that causes the flushing, but I don't know what it's called, man. I think this is inappropriate to answer. I'm going to be more restrictive on these teenagers. I got a consultation from a guy who wanted to go on TRT at 19 years old. And I just said that I was going to refund him his money, and then he kept pressing. So it's do the research. And keep your $10 next time. I don't want anything to do with this. Besides that, you're too young to use PEDs. You're a fucking teenager. Drink beer and have sex. That's all you need to do. What's your take on Follistatin 344? Do you think it will replace any compounds in bodybuilding anytime soon? No, I ran it for 3 weeks and I felt lethargic. Did I grow some muscle tissue? Sure. Was it game changer? Not really. That's why I never made a deep dive on it, and I just pushed it to the side. So, okay, I ran 1 milligram whole vial of Follistatin 1 week, then I took a week off, and then 2 weeks, or 2 weeks, 1 week off, and then 1 week. I was fucking lethargic, man. I was so tired. Couldn't move. Did I gain some good muscle tissue? I don't know. I don't think so. Looks pretty okay. Sure looks pretty dense, but I'm on TRT now. So yeah, I was underwhelmed for the price, even though I didn't pay for it. I'm going to make it my mission to get my CK over 9,000. It's over 9,000. I showed her what it said. Well, you don't have to get it that high. That's probably rhabdomyolysis, and you might put a lot of burden on your kidneys. Your creatinine is probably also 2.5. So don't do that. But yeah, the 1,500, 2,000, then we're talking about good training intensity. Any suggestions for nerve healing? Lost all my strength in my arm after nerve crush injury. Growth hormone, maybe. I think ARA 290 is something you can look into, but I think it mostly works for shingles. And all the guys that are recommended ARA 292 said regarding various nerve issues, said they had no results. Now, did they do the deep tissue massage therapy and the cupping and the active release therapy and the grandstand technique and you know, the other stuff, cerebral lysin, maybe yes, maybe no. But with nerves, it seems that it doesn't really get better. You know, you see all these guys with the problems in their back or problems in their calves, and they do all these therapies to get it better, and spine injection and hyaluronic acid, and I don't know, and it just doesn't really get any better. So I have one calf, right? One calf is kind of like flaccid, like this. I can't flex it. I can flex the what is it, gastroc, whatever's behind there. And then the thing that's on top, it just doesn't flex. So it's just atrophying. And the other side is huge. One calf on the right side is huge. On the left side, it just can't flex. It's like an appendix, like this, you know. It's like appendage that doesn't do anything. So yeah, I don't know, man. Discuss it with a physician. I've yet to see anybody heal nerves successfully with performance-enhancing drugs. And what I do know is that I knew a guy that got shot through the arm, right here, and he had a nerve from his leg move to his arm, so he could still feel his fingers. Now, his fingers were numb for his entire life. He could still play guitar and other instruments. He was a musician. And before that surgery, he could not do anything with his hand. He could still lift his arm. Like, it went right through here, basically. It fucked up the tricep and the nerve that ran through it. And then this is like in the 70s or 80s or something like that. So that's a long time ago. So they took a nerve from his leg, which apparently was redundant, don't need it, and put it in his arm. And then he could play guitar again. So, but he couldn't feel. The feeling was gone, but the functionality was there. So yeah, but that required surgery. On 50 milligrams test, 20 milligrams DHT prop, 5AR Society, anybody? 60 milligrams mast, 1 pump of test cream every day, 250 hours HCG every other day, started red and SLU, PP332, 20 milligrams methylene blue, 12 milligrams every day. You godfather of overdoing shit. Anything else you should add? My brother. Let's see. Yeah, Mod C, man. Fuck it. Mod C and SS31, 1 milligram each per day. And steroid dose just sound pretty low, dose. It said every other day. So it's 175 test. 20, 40, 60, 70 milligrams DHT. 60, 120, 180, 210 Mastron. Yeah, Mod C, SS31, and injectable YK11. Yeah. Or maybe 20 milligrams NAD plus per day. It's basically the same shit that I did, but I felt fucking good, and I had PRs left and right. But I would up the steroid dose just a little bit. This is kind of like child's play. You know, if you want to overdo it, and also up the dosages, man. Come on now. Come on now. Throw in some cardarine. Throw in some injectable glutathione, carnitine. Let's go. Taking 500 micrograms SLU 2 times a day. Do 1 hour cardio 3 times per week. Do you take SLU only on training days or on rest days too? I took it every day. I think it's better to take it every day. Twice per day, split up the dose, or 4 times per day. It seems that the half-life is quite short. So if you have 500 microgram capsules, take it twice. If you have 250 microgram capsules, take it 4 times. And then enjoy the fat loss. Yeah, just take it every day. How would you do a quick gut health reset detox? Fasting. I have videos on this. Yeah. I have a very extensive video on this. But fasting and then food allergy test. And then you only eat the foods that your stomach agrees with. Hey, Steve, have you ever felt unhealthy and get very pale in Poland with no sun in the winters? How important is following the sun for you for your health? Would you consider going somewhere sunny in the winters for a while? Yeah, sun is good, and also having more light in general. So I know in Europe, Poland, it's all kind of the same longitude, right? So in Holland, it would do like 3:30, 4 o'clock in the afternoon. It would already be dark. So you go to work when it's dark, and then the whole day at work, you're inside, obviously working, unless you do manual labor outside. Or I don't know, whatever you do outside. But most of the work is inside. So you go to bed or you wake up, you go to work, and then it's sunny while you're at work, while you're inside. And then when you're done working, it's dark already, and then you're stuck in traffic. Sucks. So besides 5,000 IUs or maybe 10,000 IUs vitamin D supplements, D3 supplements, I do feel it's important to have a little bit of sunlight every single day. I don't have that much, maybe, I don't know, half an hour to an hour every single day. I do go outside quite a bit. That's why I got this beautiful tan lines. But yeah, if you can, man, move somewhere sunny where it's hot and there's no real winter. Like I see all those Instagram and TikTok reels of snow, and I'm like, I don't have that problem. What is primo detection time? I think it's been a while, but I can whip it up unless something has changed. Where are my articles? 1 second, guys. Oh. This is from 2021, so it might be a little bit old. Methadone anatitis 5 months. Yeah, 5 months. Attack of the Killer Tomatoes. Great film or greatest film? Haven't watched that. Attack of the Killer Tomatoes. Oh. This looks great. Thanks for the recommendation, bro. I'll download it. Rotten Tomatoes, 27%. Jesus. Well, I'll let you know after I watched it. Do you guys remember... what's that Kung Fu movie? Kung Pao. Enter the Fist. That movie was funny as fuck. Always great info. Cheesecake Fun, $10. Hell yeah. Yeah, remember when I said I wasn't going to Cheesecake Factory anymore? I lied. Hey bro, cardarine, Monsi, L-Carnitine, pre-fasted cardio, or GH, empagliflozin, mirabegron the night before fasted cardio. You can do all. Yeah, and mirabegron is better if you dose it like 2 or 3 times per day. To have, even though it has like a 42, 48 hour half-life, I mean, it's, yeah, I would take it just 3 times a day, 50 milligrams. But cardarine, short half-life, Monsi, short half-life, L-Carnitine, short half-life, empagliflozin, moderate half-life, growth hormone, short half-life. But it, allegedly, if you take it pre-fasted cardio, it's too late. So it's better to take it the night before. So yeah, I would do both. What degrees would you recommend nowadays? Degrees of work? Degrees of university? Yeah, you can do anything you want if you put your mind to it, man. You don't need a degree. Steve, I watch a lot of bodybuilding coaches, the Unracked podcast and Think Big, both great podcasts, obviously. Great, I mean, it's, Scott McNally, Ken Skip Hill, and Andrew Barry and Kyle Wilkes. I mean, all great coaches. And they stress the importance of stretching and rolling for gym longevity, but they never give any examples. Do you have any go-to? So I did like rolling and stretching for 1 year. Didn't make a fucking difference. What did make a difference was deep tissue massage therapy and Graston technique. So stretching and rolling is like a cheap massage. So if you can't afford the massage, then do foam rolling. And if you can't do exercises that stretch you out, then do manual stretches. But I always include a stretching exercise. So for chest, that's dumbbell flies. I go all the way back, hold it there for a second, and then push up. For hamstrings, that's stiff-legged deadlift. For quads, that's sissy squats. For calves, that's just standing calf toe presses, basically. And that already gives you a stretch. Do the adductors, quite stretchy. No eye contact, obviously, on the adductor machine, because otherwise it's gay as fuck, you know? Sometimes I make eye contact with the girls, and they're like, oh, don't look at me while you're doing this. And they're wearing super short shorts, with upskirts. This is how I get kicked out of every gym in Bangkok. Bring on the summer heat, bro. The super short shorts are coming back. All the girls are wearing that white towel instead of pulling it over their ass. While they do stiff-legged deadlifts, they have to pull it in front of their face because daddy's doing the adductor machine. What else? Pull-ups, obviously, or any kind of, or what is it? Pullovers. Pull over. And then for shoulders, it's a little bit hard. So you can do behind the neck or behind the back shoulder raises, right? Or I think Dante Trudel came up with a shoulder stretch where you put them on the hack squat and you kind of lean into it to the back. Or not the hack squat, the Smith machine. So yeah, for shoulders it's a little bit difficult, but I just do full range of motion, everything. And a lot of the exercises that I do, they incorporate a stretch. And then I do deep tissue massage therapy. That did way more for me than stretching and foam rolling. Maybe we should stop spot injecting your fucking body parts so it's not so tight and bound up. Huh? 2, I have Primo crushed my estradiol with TRT test, 150 test, 150 Primo, anything to bring estradiol back up. Now it's below 10, HCG and test only. 200 tests, 100 Primo, and 500 IOS HCG 3 times per week. Not medical advice, but I think that will fix it. Steve, working up to 700 tests, 300 Primo. I have limited Primo. How much anastrozole to control estrogen? 1 to 2 milligrams per week, wanting to add some size. Well, that's useless without blood work, right? Bro? Go do the blood work and then come back. But with the limited information that you gave me, 700 tests, 300 Primo, your estradiol is probably 75 if you have average body fat levels, or 80. And I would not take anastrozole because Primo is already harshing your lipids, and anastrozole would make it worse. I would go with Aromasin. And then if you want to go from 75 to 80 to, let's say, 50, I would do, for this much test, 25 milligrams per week. Yeah, 12.5 milligrams Monday, 12.5 milligrams Friday. And if you want to add some size, then having estradiol a little bit higher is better. But do some fucking blood work, bro. Come on. You're the best, dude. Thank you, you're the best, I think. 3-day, brother. Not every other day. Really? Is that low? Up the dose, man. Come on, man. Up the dose. Daddy Steve said it's okay to up the dose. Throw in more compounds and up the dose. You want to overcomplicate your cycle? That's what Daddy Steve recommends. Best educators on proper bodybuilding training. The Mirror and Progress Pictures. Because there's so many educators and training like this, training like that, and scientific evidence this, scientific evidence that, not based on actual bodybuilders, but on grannies with muscular dystrophy. Go to the gym, man. Figure it out. Figure it out. Because there's so many schools of thoughts on training, and the most enjoyable training is the one that lasts, because you have to do this 5 times a week, 1.5 hours every single time, and maybe a little bit longer, maybe a little bit shorter. I tried every single training protocol. I tried the RP training to a certain extent. I tried Menser to a certain extent, the DC training to a certain. I tried it all, man. You know what's the most fun or the most productive training is the one I enjoyed doing the most. And that's just low reps, high intensity, maybe 1 rep in reserve, limited volume. But that works for me. I know guys that need high volume, moderate intensity. And everybody's different in that sense. So you got to figure out what works for you. And for that, you need to experiment. And you use the Mirror and Progress Pictures as a guideline. And if RP works for you, then stick to that. If Menster works for you, then stick to that. If it's DC training, stick to that. If it's the Weider principles, stick with that. What I will say is that most guys that educate about training has got their fists so far up their ass that they're basically their own hand puppet. And they drank so much Kool-Aid that they're now red. So, I would rather listen to myself and listen to my body. Your body can tell you everything you need to know. It doesn't mean you always have to listen to your body, or it's something you need to push harder. Or when you're hungry, you say, fuck you, man. I don't want to eat right now. I don't want to eat that cheesecake. I've done push-pull legs, upper, lower, full body, bro splits, A-B routines, tracked everything, and it all works to a certain extent. But work the best is the workout that I enjoy the most. And right now that's push legs, rest, push legs, back. And I look pretty good, man. I'm pretty happy with how I look. And I have a fucking amazing gym session every time I go. Sometimes a little bit stronger, sometimes a little bit weaker. I've been doing this for fucking 27 years. And for me, it's the most important thing is that I have a good time. And I don't want my good time being ruined by some evidence-based lifter or Menser fanatic or a dog crap training enthusiast. I just want to train what I feel is the best. And if nobody agrees with that, I don't give a fuck, because I look good. Do I look fantastic? No. Do I look great? Yes. Can I take my shirt off at any public place and people would stare at me with disgust or amazement or anything in between? Sure. But when I did my fucking what is it? The trimming, right? Yesterday, the full body waxing, the whole body. That lady was pretty excited. She looked at me like this. Like that. Like I said, what? I said, you're so muscular and so lean. See, so that's what you want. And then she started ripping my fucking hair out, and I started swearing for 3 hours straight. Hey coach, got blood work done on cycle test E, 440 milligrams of Tren ACE, 25 milligrams weekly. Total testosterone 3,000. Yeah, okay. Free T 800, estradiol 130. Feel good, no libido issues or bloating. Should I do an 8-week health phase before more cut? So your trembolone could detect as estradiol. So maybe your estradiol looks high, but it might be normal. On 440 test, I would expect your estradiol to be a little bit on the high side, unless you're lean. Again, are you using an aromatase inhibitor or using something else that lowers aromatase enzyme expression, like metformin, Cialis, whatever? Could all affect it, obviously. Should I do an 8-week health phase before more cut? Well, with total test and estradiol, I don't know how your health parameters look. So it depends on how your complete blood count and lipids and liver enzymes and hematocrit and everything looks, and how comfortable you feel of having them worsen over the next couple of weeks. That's entirely up to you. So I can tolerate quite a bit. I've seen a lot, and I don't mind it to crash in certain places. But then again, I manage my health quite well. And I do my organ imaging every year with ultrasounds and MRIs, echocardiograms, and the whole shebang. So I keep track. Oh, Teddy's bitching. Teddy, super chat if you want a response. Yeah. Anyway, maybe somebody else in the chat can answer for me. Steve, I'm going to make you think on this one. If you're only limited to peptides, what would you stack for the ultimate gym performance recovery? No test or GH. Tesamorelin, ipamorelin, HCG, MOTC, SS31, insulin, IGF-1. You said no GH, and you didn't say no insulin or IGF-1. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Those are peptides, right? ITPP would improve gym performance. Tesamorelin, ipamorelin obviously increase my growth hormone levels. Maybe take some melatonin with that. Get further growth hormone secretion, and then supplement some Increlex on top of that. That's a peptide. Cardarine is not a peptide. MK677 is not a peptide. Not a SARM either. So you have your growth hormone secretagogue there, your testosterone secretagogue, insulin to supplement, IGF-1 to supplement, some mitochondrial peptides for energy levels and performance, maybe my own osteotrapires phosphate. I have the injectable version right now, but I'm not going to start it because it's a cruise. And when you cruise, when you're on TRT, you do a health phase, you don't take too many drugs. Yeah, so that's about it. We train him poorly as a joke. All right, Kung Pao. Yeah, Kung Pao is a great movie, man. I also like the Thumb Wars. That's right, Jesus. Steve Oudekerk does not look good anymore. Oh my God, what happened, bro? Thumb Wars. I got that from Kaza or E-Donkey. What is this? We're laughing our ass off. Jabba the Hutt. Oh, man. Have you seen Kung Fu Hustle? Another great joke. Yeah, that was great. I laughed my ass off on that one with the little kid that's fucking jacked. They're all living in that fucking community. Low dose Tren versus typical bro science 200 milligrams of Tren in terms of muscle building, putting on muscle mass, worth it. Well, more Tren is obviously going to put on more muscle. Obviously, we do low dose Tren to get the benefits without the side effects. But if you want the benefits, can tolerate the side effects, or don't care about the side effects and just power through, then yeah, more Tren is better. People run it up to a gram still, and they look like freaks. If you want to try to change it to a monster, then yeah, more Tren, 700 to a gram. It is what it is, you know. Tolerate the side effects. Steve, I'm also going to the Arnold. Would love to meet you. You know how much you've changed my life. Yeah, you can finally buy me that fucking beer you owe me, Derber. Mr. 100K a month. Buy me a beer. I changed my life overall with your advice and your motivation. I appreciate you more than you know. Now, I know that it was life-changing advice, and it was good to see you kind of grow over the last couple of months or years as you got your business underway. So, yeah, come say hi at the Omega Minos booth. I mean, I think you have an affiliate code there as well. So just come say hi, hang out, and then at the end of the day, we'll, with I think Joshua's also coming, and then we'll all go grab some drinks. Get fucking hammered. And then you think Daddy Steve makes some jokes then? Well, you should see him when he's drunk. Steve, will you do another episode with Think Big with Scott? Yeah, I should. I'll meet him at the Arnold too. I'll discuss it with him. Yeah, I'll discuss it with him. Everybody knows that I'm kind of busy with the kid, so yeah, we have these cue cards with like pizza on it and eggplants. No joke. So I show my daughter the pizza. I said, "What is this?" And I turn it around. It says a pizza gate. And I have to explain it to her, but she's a little bit too young. And then with the eggplant, it said, this is an emoji to, So I try to teach her the memes early on. You have cheesecake, obviously, some other foods, right? So I did the whole day like that. So what is this? And the only thing she recognizes is the milk bottle, though. So I have a picture of the milk bottle, and she's like, oh, I said, this is milk. And then usually I cued her, my daughter, going off topic here. I cued her that as soon as she was born, I would shake the milk bottle so she could hear it and see it move a little bit. Obviously, sight gets a little bit better as they age. So she could see the shaking and hear the shaking, and then she would associate that with milk. So then when she was 3 months old, I would shake the milk bottle, and she would just grab it and feed herself. So since 3 months old, she's completely self-reliant regarding bottle feeding. I would just hold her and just shake the milk bottle and give it to her. And then she gets a little bit confused when she saw the cue card with the milk bottle, but it didn't make a noise and wasn't 3D, it was 2D. So, yeah, these are the things that I do nowadays. It's a lot of fun. I went with 300 milligrams test cycle. Anything I should keep on hand if I start feeling like shit? An aromatase inhibitor. Yeah. 28 days to the Arnold. I should rent a room. Yeah, you better fucking hurry, man. Those Airbnbs goes fast. Or get a hotel or something. We're staying in an Airbnb with the entire Omega Minos booth. Chase talked about that on Rumble. Said, yeah, we have 4 rooms and 3 studios. So how's that gonna work? So I messaged Chase. Dude, I'm coming along without my wife. Just put me in one of the shittiest rooms. You're already flying me out, and you, the boss man, you stay in one of those, big rooms with a bed and a kitchen and that kind of stuff. But I will need to use your microwave at one point. I just joined. What is the peach diet? Can anybody explain to Luca what the title means? He's been out of the loop for a week. How would you store your vast quantities of peptides, etc., before reconstitution? Freezer, and just keep them in the fridge. Keep them cold, stable. I mean, they have a very long expiration date. Top 5 most important blood work parameters to check for erections and libido in order of importance. Testosterone, estrogen, diet testosterone, SHBG, and prolactin. But it's better just to test everything, because the more you have, the better. I think you missed my previous question. Okay, here we go. Scrolling up. Teddy, super chat if you want a response. I don't see it, bro. Ask it again. I don't see it. Maybe use the word that's not allowed. Or the moderator removed it because it was inappropriate. So try again. Roll the dice and try again. Because I blast from the past. Yeah, guys, I am 42 years old. Believe it or not. I am 42 years old. Where do you get an awesome shirt like that? I think I linked it somewhere, but maybe my link tree, but it got deleted. I got this from a Japanese manufacturer. Man, I can't remember. I'll try to find it if I don't forget. But it's on Rakuten. Rakuten. I should be able to read the fucking label, right? What is in here? There's nothing on the label. What the hell? Bro. And I don't have on the original one. I think. Nothing here? Yeah, there's nothing on the label here either. It's a mystery to everybody. I think it's called Elite Grips. Elite Grips Polo. Ah, it's all in Japanese. Well, let's see if we can find it. Translate to English, bro. Apparel. Short sleeves. Oh, this might take me a while. I'll have a look later on and add it in the description section. Hey Steve, capitalization galore. At the tail end of my cut prior to maintaining goal weight and starting a clean bulk, how lean should I get prior to starting the bulk? Also, how long should the health phase run? Labs are good. Well, health phase should run as long for your labs to be good. So if you're unhealthy, it takes like a couple months for your labs to be good again, and then at least 3 months of normal labs. So it could be a health phase of 5 months. Yeah, but I only want 2 months. Okay, well, stay unhealthy then. It's your problem. But if your labs are good or you feel comfortable with your labs, then it could be as short as 2 months. And then you slowly start ramping up. So how lean should you be? The leaner you are, the better, obviously, because then you can run your bulk for longer. And your insulin sensitivity is better, so you utilize the food better also. So 8%, 10% would be good. And then you might end up at 10 to 12% at the end of your quote-unquote bulk or off-season, however you want to call it, and still healthy if you follow all the instructions that we discussed in the last Anabolic Roundtable, where you simplify your cycle to test GH and insulin and use all the health ancillaries and the supplements and nothing crazy. Save that for the cut. Happy Saturday, brother. It's Sunday for me already, bro. It's 1:30 in the morning on Sunday. Hope you're doing amazing. Yeah, we're hanging on. I want to know which Cubans you like and what you prefer to have. Thick ones. Yeah, thick ones that don't have any daddy issues. Oh, you mean the cigars? Cohibas, always good. Maduro 5 or Siglo 4s. Or Bahike, but those are kind of expensive. So Maduro 5, I'm salivating. I'm salivating, creaming my pants. Especially if it's a genius size, like the big one. That is like my favorite cigar. Man, I wish I had cigars laying around here so I could... I usually don't remember the names. So what I do is I go to Casa del Albano in Holland, and then, or my mom goes there, and then she says, yeah, my son wants $1,000 worth of cigars, or 1,000 euros. They don't make me pay any taxes because it's shipped here. So it's like plus 19%. So it's like, let's say it's 1,200 euros worth of cigars. And they make a care package for me, preferably Maduro wrapped. So anything Maduro wrapped that's limitado, I'm happy with. But then when I get all the cigars, it's like 2 of each, right? So I get maybe 20 cigars or 30 cigars, whatever the prices are. If I get like a couple Maduro 5s and Siglo 4s, that fills up the total of 1,200 euros quite fast because they're like 135 bucks nowadays. So some are like 20 bucks, some are 15, some are 30, some are 50, whatever, right? I don't care about the price. I just want the good stuff. So they sent me some limitados of Partagas and sent me some limitados of Hoyo de Montenegro. Is it Montenegro? Oh, yeah. Monterrey, not Montenegro. Hoyo de Monterrey cigars and maybe a Monte Cristo or a Partagas or an H. Upmann. Yeah, I got a list here. Seymour Butts. There was a French one. Coy d'Orsay. Yeah, those were good. Punch, I'm kind of done with. Diplomaticos are good. Bolivar, I'm kind of done with. El Rey de Mundo, I'm done with. Trinidad, yeah, Trinidad's still good. can't remember what the fucking line. There was one Trinidad that has like, I don't know what it's called. Oh, all this maybe it's all the cigars of Trinidad look like that. Are you over 18 years old? I'm double that. Oh yeah, the Coloniales. And then the Igneos Edition Limitada from 2007. No, I never had that. Was that the one? I think so. I think I had one of those. It's very expensive. Yeah, Trinidad Coloniales or Trinidad Fundadores. I like those. Yeah. Thick and black. That's how I like my Cubans. With no daddy issues. Lol, the only part of hair removal I miss is the girl's faces when you strip down all dusty. Brother, get laser done. It's the best thing ever. Now I just have to shave my head every day. So I talked with several people who did laser when they're also using steroids, and it said it barely makes a difference. So they did like 15 sessions, and then they showed me their body, and it's barely made a difference. So that's why I did the waxing. But yeah, maybe I should look into it. I mean, I got pretty thick hair on my chest and back, and well, my balls and shit. On the arms and legs, it's pretty okay. But the most people I talked to that did laser, they said it didn't really do much, and then you waste all this time, you know. All right, here we go. It was indeed a weird one. Get ready for a weird one. Yesterday, a girl asked me to give her a golden shower, and she said that it tasted sweet like iced tea. It's a definite sign that I have diabetes. Yeah, you're taking empagliflozin. So I take empagliflozin every day now before bed, and then I take 2 servings on Sunday, 25 milligrams, morning and evening. Because on Sunday I kind of cheated a little bit, right? I eat a little bit sloppy, might have some cookies, some cheesecake, some ice cream, 1 serving, that's enough. And then an excessive amount of carbs to kind of replenish. But I don't want my blood glucose levels to fluctuate up and down, so I take empagliflozin morning and evening to kind of balance everything out. And then when I go to the bathroom, it smells like sugar or honey, depending on what I have. So, yeah, if you're taking empagliflozin, then that's the best way to, sweeten your iced tea, basically. And then, obviously, there's the bro science or bro lore that if you eat a lot of pineapple, that your semen will taste sweet. Never tasted it myself, but allegedly, it does work. I used to eat pineapple every day until it started messing with my intestinal tract. And I switched to papaya, which apparently has no beneficial effect on semen. And anyway, it sounds like your girl's a keeper, man. See, I've married that girl. I think time for a bathroom break. I'll be right back, guys. All this water is making me want to take a pee break. Did you miss me? All right, where are we? I'm on 150 milligrams a test with a natural IGF-1 of 330. What would be the beneficial of low-dose GH of 1 to 3 I use nightly even be? Kind of feeling hesitant to replace something that's already pretty good. It'll probably be higher. You get more anabolism out of the growth hormone, which is also higher. So add it in and see what happens. And if you are not happy with the results after a month, then stop taking it. I mean, it's hard to predict what's going to happen unless you actually get your fucking hands dirty and try it. So the $10 that you, or the 10 euros that you spent, you could have injected 2 IUs of growth hormone and figured it out. So just take it, man. Don't stress. Never had successful GLP-1, 3 milligrams Retta, 4 milligrams tirzepatide. Couldn't get suppression beyond 2 weeks on Retta that I couldn't get with increasing the dose. Some semaglutide on the way as I struggle with food obsession. Yeah, maybe you need cagrilintide. Or maybe you need the clinical dose of 12 milligrams retatrutide or 10 milligrams tirzepatide. Or what is it, 5 milligrams semaglutide. Maybe you need to up the dose. I don't know. I'm running 7 milligrams retatrutide right now. I switched to, 4 or 5 milligrams tirzepatide. And I could get the same appetite suppression. I just got hungry. And I had sugar cravings, so I went back to Retta, and now it's good. But I'm also off cycle. And of course, not being on 1,700 milligrams of steroids combined. That was it, yeah. 600 tests, 600 DECA, 1,200, 150 tests, or 150 Tren, 150 mint, so that's 300 more, that's 1,500, and then, yeah, 210 milligrams injectable YK11. So, yeah, I was hungry as fuck. So now I'm on the same dose of Red as before, but now I'm less hungry. Last roundtable was interesting. Under what circumstances would you recommend that somebody even try a low-dose test, high-trend, off-season cycle? Under the guidance of a coach, or if you have previous experience with that. But it's, it's not for everybody. And a high-trend is obviously side-effect ridden. So I would implore or advise people to run moderate to high test and low to moderate trend first, see what kind of side effects they get. And then maybe experiment with low test and high trend. But for most people, they just end up with more side effects. So, because it's a more potent drug, milligram for milligram. And tests you can ramp up and get more anabolism for less side effects. So, can you ramp up test to 5,000 milligrams? Sure. Can you ramp up trend to more than a gram? Probably not. So, depends on how you tolerate the drugs. What's your preferred way to test body fat percentage? I've been using the gym scale, but find it's very dependent on hydration. I'm strongly questioning its accuracy. If you want accuracy, you need 7 caliper body fat test or a DEXA scan. But I just go by eye. Is it 10%? Is it 12? Is it 8? I don't really know, man. The percentage doesn't mean anything. The only thing that matters is if you look good. If you look good at 12% body fat, great. You'll probably look better at 10%. But some people look great at 12% body fat. Just keep it there. If you're getting pussy and you get compliments and you look lean and you see all your muscle and the definition, keep it there. You want to step on stage, the DEXA scan or a 7 caliper body fat test is not going to change how you look. It's just going to give you a number. Just like a bench. It's 100 kilos. Okay, does it look like you can bench 100 kilos? Or does it look like you can bench 400 kilos because your chest is so massive, but you actually build it on a 70 kilo bench? In the end, it doesn't matter. Just go by the pictures. If you get leaner in the pictures, you're on the right track to reducing your body fat levels. And then if you would like to know it, do a DEXA scan. That's the most accurate. I'm Middle Eastern with fair skin. You're the same complexion as me. Yeah, I'm a bit of an Egyptian right now. But it could be the color correction. I'm actually quite pale in real life. Yeah, lasers can't remove blonde or white hair. A little bit lower and we can start accumulating. Yeah, the 200-week moving average. If I sell now, I'll make... Let's say 63.5. Still made now fucking almost 10%, bro. Should put more money in. Should have put all my fucking shit, man. If I put in Well, it is what it is. It's always in hindsight, right? Residents, I started with 2 milligrams red. Right now I'm up to 7.5 milligrams. I also developed a resistance quickly. Yeah, that happens, man. I also developed a resistance. You just get more hungry as the diet goes along, so you need to up the dose. I stayed on 1 milligram tirzepatide for ages. And then it does seem that you build up a resistance more to retatrutide than tirzepatide. Yeah, and it's weird. When I went to tirzepatide, a dose that is higher than I ever ran, or comparable to what I ever ran, I got hungrier than I ever was on GLP-1s, which I didn't like. I was just thinking about food all day. It was annoying. It just pissed me off trying to suppress it. And then my mood was gone to shit. So I was like, well, I don't have time for this. So I'm going to move back to Reda and keep my mood intact. Noted that down, we'll hunt some down. Tea, baklava, and Cubans. Great people in business. Great combination to have. Oh, okay. All right. I'll see you at the Arnold, bro. All right. Yeah, those are the best. Tea, baklava, Cuban, some coffee. It's, yeah, some booty shaking. What more do you want? I use a low-dose beta blocker with my high-dose Reda. My resting heart rate would be 70 to 100 on 7.5 milligrams Reda without a beta blocker. Do cardio. My resting heart rate is like 50, 55 on 7 milligrams Reda. What are you guys doing? Do the work. Then take the drugs. Follow up to blood work on cycle. Total cholesterol 176, LDL 127, HDL 30. Liver enzymes normal. Kidney markers good. Ran for 16 weeks. Cut to... Tell me you want to fit as much in a single post as possible. A cut from 185 to 165 pounds to 10% body fat for EDC Thailand. All right. Health phase, I keep going to 8%. So if everything is good, but your lipids are a little bit in the shitter, I would say keep going, add in the ezetimibe. And again, here we go again. 1,000 milligrams citrus bergamot, 1,200 milligrams amla extract, 3,600 milligrams EPA and DHA from fish oil, healthy fats from avocado and walnuts and salmon, etc. And 10 milligrams ezetimibe, and your HDL will come up and your LDL will come down. Yeah. Good luck. Keep dieting, bro. Because it's going to be hot in Thailand soon, or wherever you live. And the lower your body fat levels are, it's the better. Well, obviously 6% is not really maintainable, but 8% is pretty doable. Steve, I want to lose some fat. Is it better to use an anabolic stuff or stick with peptides like Reda? If you want to lose fat, diet and exercise is the key, and then you use the appropriate compounds to help speed up the process. But yeah, throwing the anabolics and peptides and Reda on top of it is probably better than choosing one or the other. Yeah, but I have limited funds. Okay, diet naturally then. Or use my code to save yourself some money. Shopping online, I get a kickback. And then I can buy another motorcycle. It's no longer the Cheesecake Fund, it's the motorcycle fund. Get Steve a 1,200 horsepower Boss Hoss in Thailand. I looked into it. It's like $125,000. I better give my wife a new house first. Any advantages to using GH Secretagogues alongside generic GH or just the extra money for more GH? Depends on your age. I think Chase is running that testosterone experiment now, and he's pulling a deep vacuum. So he's clearly getting a visceral fat reduction from the testosterone. But I think you can also get the same visceral fat reduction from taking 2, 3, 4 IUs generic GH, which might be cheaper. Now, in Chase's case, the testosterone is free because it's from his website, basically, so you can write it off as a business expense, probably. But yeah, 2 milligrams testosterone and what is it, 500 micrograms ipamorelin together every single day is probably just the same price as 5 to 6 IUs generic GH, if not more. and how much GH can you secrete is based on your age. So if you're old, it might be a waste of money, and if you're young, it might be still a good investment of your money, but you will never get as much growth hormone secretion as you can get from generic GH. So if you produce 3 to 4 IUs of growth hormone, you should be very, very happy, but you'll probably spend more money for the 3 to 4 IUs of growth hormone than injecting 4 to 5 IUs of generic GH. So you have more growth hormone for a lower price. Yeah, money counts. Does Anavar have a place in any massing phase? You can run any oral steroid you want during the off-season or cutting phase because massing is dependent on your food intake. Guys, reason people build up a resistance to Rita over others is because it has the added benefit of glucagon properties. So depending on how lean you are and how muscular you are, your signaling changes. Yeah, it could be. Could be. I live in the USA, but visited Phuket, originally from Myanmar. Hey, man, I hope you got your fucking residency permit and your passport ready, because it's very difficult for Myanmar people or Thai people to get a visa now for the USA. Luckily, my wife has a business visa, so she's good for the next 10 years. And if she ever gets abandoned at the border, or if we go to the US and say no entry, it's okay. Watch what I'm going to do with your economy, America. You don't let me in? Sure, I take the money out. I take the money out. You can print as much as you want. I'll take the money out. So that will be my revenge. That's how you manage these countries. I'm sorry, you're not allowed in. Okay, all right. I'll take $2 million out of your economy every single month. See what actually, it doesn't make a dent, obviously, but if enough people do that, you can bankrupt the country. Let's see. So good that you live in the U.S. and not in Myanmar, but I would rather live in Phuket, man. If you have to choose between the U.S., Phuket and Myanmar, I would choose Phuket, and I don't like Phuket. I would live in Vegas though. Vegas is fun. Is there a GIP and glucagon peptide without the GLP-1? I think it's Mazdutide. Mazdutide. Is it? Oh no, it's GLP-1 and glucagon. Servodutide. So many of these dutides. Oh, there's also GLP-1 and glucagon. I don't know. I guess not. Nobody's talking about GLP, about servodutide or mazdutide, though. Are you a citizen? Okay, good. Good. I'm like you, Steve. 7.5 milligrams Reddit, resting heart rate 50. I'm on a crap of stuff as well, but I do daily fasted cardio and I have an assault bike in a 200-degree sauna every morning. Holy shit. That's brutal, bro. Yeah, your cardio is amazing. Yeah, fuck. I will build the sauna into my new house end of the year, so I will be done in 2027 probably. I'll build a sauna in there, infrared sauna, and then you get the sauna and the infrared separately, and then you have to make sure that the infrared is suitable for a hot sauna, because infrared saunas apparently are not hot enough, so you have to build your own. But putting an assault bike in there, fuck me, dude. That's brutal. That is fucking brutal, but it's not a bad idea. It's not a bad idea. I mean, your skin must be... Remember last week when I told you guys about getting daily BJs for silky smooth skin? I guess this guy does the assault bike in the sauna and also has silky smooth skin, because all that sweating and that heat... Oh man, my skin is really good, by the way, from the waxing. Yeah, I don't know what lotion she used, but good service. What skincare products do you recommend for men that won't kill your test levels? Injectable glutathione and eating healthy. And Primobolan, man, and Clenbuterol makes your skin look really, really good. But yeah, I don't use any skin products, and I don't know, it looks good, man. There's some spots, obviously, from the waxing, but I think it looked pretty good. Then the waxing therapist was couldn't stop looking at me. So, old lady, 50 years old. It's not really old, but it's out of my realm of trials. I'm too married anyway, so. All right, we reached the end. Is Paul doing a live stream? I didn't see it in my subscription feed. Or did he get his channel banned again? Can't keep saving this asshole. No, I'm joking. Where's Paul? He did one Q&A last week. He forgot to turn on the super chats. And then he disappeared. Oh, he's still there. Live. No, he's got one upcoming. Why is this not in my... I probably got muted. All right, let me link that. All right, guys, so I'm going to hand you guys over to Paul. I really hope he turned on the super chats. Anabolic... What is it? What is this fucking podcast called? Big Paul live Q&A. Anabolic Q&A live. All right. Q&A live. I got to support my bros. It's linked down below. So we'll go on for 4 more minutes, and then you guys can super chat to Paul. Okay. Super chats are on. Good. Are you a mod there as well, Joshua? You should be. No, you got him last show, really? Yeah, I sent him a message. Said, dude, why are your super chats not on? I feel like I need to follow some of the high carb Q&A. Hey, but high carb is not pussy approved, according to Dr. Peter Artia. Fuck. Can you imagine your son is close to death? You're on a business trip, and then you don't come home to meet with a fucking convicted PDF file. I unsubscribed there and then, dude. As a parent, it's fucking appalling, dude. Fucking appalling. Like, you abuse your pets or you abuse your kids, you're fucking done in my book. You're fucking done. Yeah, but no. You're done. You're done. It doesn't matter how smart you are. How much virtue signaling you do. I mean, you don't have to be disappointed because we never met these people, right? I didn't meet Leo. I didn't meet Dr. Peter Artia. You can be disappointed when you met these guys. Like if I fuck up or you fuck up or Jess fucks up, we actually met in real life in several occasions, and that would be disappointing. But Peter, I never met the guy, so I don't really care. I'm not surprised. I mean, there's so many guys on the Epstein list that you know, I never met, and I'm not surprised. The world is fucked up, and people need to prove themselves. So all the people that you follow on social media, like me and Paul, we know each other, right? We met in real life. We know our little group of friends, of bodybuilder friends. We all met in real life, but I would not put too much stock into people that you see on YouTube, myself included, until you meet me. Then you can have an opinion, but until that time, I'm just a fucking influencer, man. And so is Paul, and so is Peter. So until you get to meet us, and then get to decide if the interaction was cool or not, then don't put too much stock on it. Like, we really appreciate you signing up for coaching, for Paul, or using my codes or Paul's codes, or supporting what we do, liking the video, sending us super chats. But to protect yourself, man, don't put too much stock into whoever you see on YouTube, because doctors are not doctors. They might say that they're medical doctors, but they have no active medical license. They might say they're writing scripts, but they actually have an underground lab that they're using to make fake scripts. They'll probably go to jail eventually, right? People say, okay, like, what was his name? Juggernaut Training. That guy, I'm a hitman. Come on. Nobody ever met the guy, right? So for the audience, it's very important. For this kind of shit, it's very important to understand. You can have an opinion about a person when you met, and if they're 99% the same as what they portray online, then you can start getting invested, right? So, and you guys know, if you met me, if I'm the same as online, do I crack the same dad jokes or not? Or am I a fucking asshole? Or am I reserved? Do I want to talk to you? Do I don't want to talk to you, right? Am I just a fucking egomaniac influencer that avoids crowds? And it's up to you to decide for that. So that's why I don't have any stock in these influencers. I take what I can learn, and if they fuck up, then I move on. And if I fuck up, right, how many people moved on after the Liver King debacle, right? They felt I fucked up by sharing that information to Derek, and then he made a documentary, and then people figured out that I was the guy trying to help the guy for 3 weeks, and then I let him go because he was beyond help, as you can see now, right? I'm not going to say that I'm Nostradamus, but I saw it coming from a mile away. So you have to be really, really, really careful who you put stock in, and then I would suggest everybody to be careful. For me and Paul and Chase and Kurt and Dean, until you meet us and have an interaction with us, and then you can say like, oh, but this guy was pretty cool, or this guy was a fucking piece of shit. Fuck him, unsubscribing. And in the meantime, if you see something that comes to the forefront, like I'm abusing my kids or pets or abusing my wife, then yeah, dude, fuck, blacklist me. Fucking do it. Fucking unsubscribe, never use my codes, make me go bankrupt. Because I deserve it at that point, right? I fucking deserve it. So for Liver King, I don't think I deserved all the death threats because he's a piece of shit and a liar and a charlatan. So I think what I did was right. If you don't agree with that, that's fine. That's totally fine. Anyway, guys, that was my rant at the end of the podcast. Please head over to Anabolic Bodybuilding's Anabolic Q&A Live with the one and only Paul Burnett, who is actually an IFBB pro and knows a lot, has a lot of life experience, and doesn't hold back. He likes carbs. I like carbs too, but I do keto for productivity purposes. That's why I can still do this at 2 a.m. in the morning without breaking a sweat. Well, maybe a little bit. Now, let's see what else they say, and then we're going to leave. Let's see. Get the wood chipper ready. There are a lot of fucked up people in the world. Yeah, as we know. I mean, Paul experienced that a lot on his YouTube channel, getting shut down on all social media accounts. Don't worry, we got him back. I've met you several times. You're the real deal. Thanks so much, Tina. Thanks so much. I remember meeting you at Swiss and at the Mr. Olympia, and you're a sweetheart. So I hope to see you again in a month. Let's see. What else? Yeah, we're chasing Paul as well. What happened to the Liver King? Who knows, man? Who knows? Who knows? That guy, I mean, he's like 3 years older than I am. But he looks like death, dude. Then again, his blood work was absolutely terrible when I tried to help him, and he didn't want to change. So I'm actually cool with the Liver King call-out. Fake personas need to be pointed out. Yeah, I mean, I think if he had a better message, I wouldn't have done it. But he was just, man, like lying to Joe said, yeah, I'm natural, bro. All these people that take steroids are pathetic, bro. I never do blood work, bro. And going hard in that angle, I mean, you know, karma's a bitch, right? What goes around comes around. Anyway, guys, we'll see you next week. Oh, no, I won't be here next week because I'm going to the Burpa Bike Week. It's a motorcycle event from the 12th to the 14th. And then on the 14th, I'm not sure what time I'm going to be home. So that's Saturday the 14th. And well, it's fucking Valentine's Day. Give me this day to be a little bit romantic with my wife. So I'll be there on the 21st. So I know most of you left, but I'll see you in 2 weeks, not 1 week. 2 weeks, guys. Give me a week to peach it up with the wife. And with that, we're out of time. See you guys in 2 weeks.